Welcome to Bed Crime Stories podcast. I'm your host, T. I hope you guys are having a great time. To anyone new here, a warm welcome. Thank you so much for checking out the channel. All I ask is after watching and or listening to the video, if you find you enjoyed it or you learned something, do me a favor, smash that like button and consider subscribing. Now, without further ado, let's get started. For this bed crime story, we have a female victim in Kissimmee, Florida, who just turned 13 on February 22nd of 2024. It is Monday, February 26th, and she's reported missing by her mother at approximately 4:45 p.m. Why has this young girl disappeared, and who's responsible for it? Newly turned teen Madeline Soto, who stood 5 feet 1 inch tall and had blonde hair and blue eyes, celebrated her 13th birthday on Sunday, February 25th. Oddly enough, the party takes place at a time when Madeline's mother, Jen Soto, is working and thus cannot attend. A photo taken of Madeline at her party will be the last one anyone in her family ever takes of her. The next day, which is Monday, February 26, Madeline is reported missing by her mother, Jen Soto. Jen advises the detective, Brian Moore of the Kissimmee Police Department, that Madeline was picked up from her home by her stepfather, Stephen Stearns, and dropped off at Hunters Creek Middle School in Orlando, Florida. Per her mother, Madeline is wearing a green sweater, black shorts, and white Crocs. Jen tells the detective that she went to pick Madeline up from school at around 4:30 p.m., but then learned that Madeline had never showed up for school that day. When Detective Moore speaks to Madeline's so-called stepfather, Stephen Stearns, a man that Jen Soto is not legally married to, Stearns says that he picked Madeline up and dropped her off at 8:40 a.m. in front of Peace United Methodist Preschool. Madeline supposedly wanted to walk the rest of the way. Classes at her school, Hunters Creek Middle School, begin at 9:30 a.m. Later that day, Detective Moore discovers a license plate reader that captured Stearns' vehicle driving away from the school at 8:10 a.m. That's 30 minutes earlier than Stearns himself indicated. Note that Stearns' arrest affidavit, yes, he does end up arrested, and I'm jumping a little ahead when I mention that, doesn't make it clear if he was captured at the Peace United Methodist Preschool or Madeline's middle school. During Stearns' interview with police, he consents to have his phone searched. However, he states that he accidentally performed a factory reset on the same day that Madeline vanished. Accidentally. Yeah, right. Dude must think the cops are pretty gullible. Red flag, red flag, red flag. Now detectives are listening to Stearns even more intently. On Tuesday, February 27th, the Orange County Sheriff's Office issues a release to the public about Madeline's disappearance, and they ask for information about her whereabouts. On Wednesday, February 28th, more than 50 law enforcement officials canvass a wooded area in Kissimmee. Apparently, officers found messages on Madeline's phone saying that she wanted to live in the woods when she turned 13. Things that make you go, why would a child at 13 want to go and live in the woods? The cops also interview Madeline's friends and family. The police find it unusual for a girl of Madeline's age to be dropped off down the road from her school and then not to stay in communication with friends and family. When the investigators accessed the contents of Stephen Stearns' phone, including all the images he likely believed were erased, they have a shocking eureka moment. Up pop explicit images of Madeline, and those images depict every private part on a body. In some photos, it's obvious that Madeline was not alone because there is a pineapple in the photo. That's my word for the big big male P, or small male P as the case may be, that pineapple turns out to have unique characteristics that, when compared to Stefan Stern's pineapple, are a perfect match. Now, I'm saying pineapple because YouTube doesn't like the actual terms for these things. I'm not trying to be funny here, because there's really nothing humorous about what happened to Madeline and what she experienced at the hands of this monster masquerading as a caring father figure. Although the cops have these photos, I'm going to say the word allegedly because Stern hasn't had a trial yet and he hasn't been convicted. The distinctive characteristic on his pineapple is bright pinkish colored skin in a distinctive pattern. Methinks this may be due to excessive use. Just saying. In the photos, Detective Moore observes different pieces of clothing and more, including patterned underwear, shirts, blankets, and sheets. Detectives searching the 4-bedroom, 3-bath, more than 1,400 square foot condo in Kissimmee that Stearns shares with Jen and Madeline Soto found the same articles of clothing, both in Stefan Stern's room and Madeline's room. That is how it is worded in the affidavit. Makes it sound like Stefan Stern's has his own bedroom and doesn't share one with Madeline's mother. I'm not sure. All of this leads police to believe that Stefan Stern essayed Madeline. Now, on Wednesday, February 28th, the police announced that they've arrested Stefan Stearns. The Kissimmee Police Department, working in conjunction with the Orange County Sheriff's Office, apprehend Stearns. And on Thursday night, Sheriff John Mina meets with Madeline's mother, Jen, to tell her that he's, quote, confident, end quote, that her daughter is dead and that deputies are now looking for her body. Sheriff Mina tells Jen there's video evidence showing Stefan Stearns throwing items into a dumpster behind the apartment building where they live. At around 7:35 a.m. on the day Madeline went missing, Stearns was seen throwing things in this dumpster. When detectives check out the dumpster, they find Madeline's backpack and her school-issued laptop. The police also locate video evidence that shows Stearns returning to the apartment complex at 8:19 a.m. on Monday. In this footage, Madeline is visible in the vehicle, and the police are saying that they believe Madeline was already deceased at this time. So they're saying they see a deceased Madeline in Stern's vehicle. Less than a week after Madeline fails to turn up for school, the police announced on the afternoon of Friday, March 1st, that they found her body in a wooded area in Osceola County at about 4:30 p.m. The police arrest Stearns and charge him with essay battery and possession of child P. Interestingly enough, they do not charge Stearns with murder, but they do say he is the prime suspect in Madeline's disappearance, and Stearns is held without bond. Lock that mother up. That evidence showing Stearns dropping things in the dumpster proves that he was lying when he said he dropped Madeline off at school around 8:40 a.m. Again, the video shows a deceased Madeline in his vehicle at 7:35 a.m. At least that's what the police believe. During a press conference on Friday, Sheriff Mina said investigators believe Stearns dumped Madeline's belongings before moving her body. They think Stearns did all that rather than taking Madeline to school. On Monday, March 4th, another arrest warrant was issued for Stefan Stearns, alleging that he'd been essaying Madeline since at least 2022, when she was just 11 years old. Some of the explicit content on Stearns' phone dates back, it turns out, to August of 2022. The Kissimmee police also shared photos of Stearns' car, a silver Lincoln MKZ with Florida license plates, which he was seen driving between 1 p.m. and 2:30 p.m. on Monday, February 26, the same day that Madeline went missing, around State Road 192 an old hickory tree road. It's believed he had a flat tire at the time and had to stop to fix it. That's interesting. So had he already removed Madeline's body from the vehicle at that time? If not, Mr. Pineapple Perv must have been pooping bricks. For now, detectives and a forensic unit are working to uncover the truth behind Madeline's heartbreaking death. The police have said Madeline's mother, Jen, is not considered a suspect at this time. Now, unfortunately, the Instagram account for the Osceola County Sheriff, Marcos Lopez, posted a confidential crime scene photo by accident. The clothes seen in the photo are consistent with what Madeline was wearing when she disappeared. A very unfortunate Instagram post that was quickly removed. I don't know how you accidentally post a crime scene photo on Instagram. Now, guys, I have to tell you, Madeline's mom has been messing up her version of events. Here's what she told WFTV Channel 9 News on Tuesday, February 27th, when Madeline had been missing just one day.
She wanted to walk the rest of the way. She was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working, but she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and yeah, that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah, in my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think. She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it.
Clearly, Jen Soto wasn't telling the truth because the police found that security camera footage of Stearns early Monday morning. Jen also said that the last conversation she had with Madeline was Sunday night, and they talked about Madeline's birthday party. But Jen told deputies that she saw Madeline on the morning of Monday, February 26th, getting dressed for school. A couple of things about Jen in this interview, which took place on Tuesday, February 27th, days before Madeline's body was found. First, she seems to be shaking the entire time. Second, for a mother whose 13-year-old daughter is missing, Jen seems mostly devoid of emotion. Her brow is furrowed at times, but she's not crying, nor is she begging the public for help in finding Madeline. That's highly unusual. Most parents of missing kids are out of their minds with worry at this point, and they're sobbing as they talk about their child. We don't see any of that in Jen. She's very matter-of-fact and very monotone. Knowing now about her partner, Stefan Stearns' treasure trove of explicit images of Madeline and the video footage of him driving around Monday morning with allegedly Madeline's lifeless body in his vehicle, it seems pretty clear Stearns is the guy who harmed Madeline, possibly with or without Jen's assistance, allegedly. Many are saying that it's hard to believe that Stefan could have been essaying Madeline for at least 2 years in that not exactly expansive condo without Jen Soto knowing about it or stumbling in on it. Some psychologists are saying that perhaps Jen allowed these things to happen because she was desperate to hold on to Stefan Stearns. If that's true, she must have been exceptionally desperate because he's obviously no catch, the absolute bottom of the barrel. Other people are speculating that Madeline was maybe pregnant based on the photo of her at her birthday party. That could be a motive for murder. right? Stephen Stearns, if Madeline was pregnant, would have known that he'd be found out and likely arrested, and perhaps Madeline's mother too, if she was aware of the behavior and did nothing to stop it and protect Madeline. I also read on Medium.com that Stearns participated in a Reddit chat regarding advice to give to pregnant teenagers. Look at how Stephen Stearns acted in an interview with WFTV News done on Tuesday, February 27th, after Madeline went missing.
So last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. Told her have a good day at school when she got out. I love her. Said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be. We're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to. It just keeps coming in waves. This reality keeps hitting. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe. We're just scared. We just want her home. Conflicting reports here and there. People say they see this or that. None of it's conclusive and none of it's helpful. We just want a baby girl back.
You want your baby girl back? Yeah, I bet you do. Stearns obviously has to be acting here because we now know about the video footage of Madeline in his vehicle. The police believe again that the child was deceased in that footage. Interesting that he says Madeline was asleep for most of the drive to school and that she didn't say much. I suspect in his mind, as he's speaking, he's seeing a lifeless Madeline in his vehicle. And of course, she definitely isn't saying anything at that point. He repeats, we just want her home. He says the reality just keeps coming in waves. I think he's seeing Madeline in flashes, and those are of what he did to her, allegedly, that left her lifeless. I'm wondering if whatever went down was done by Stearns post Madeline's birthday party. Could the crime have been planned? If Madeline was pregnant, it could have been planned. I think of Alyssa Turner. When these girls who've suffered SA from a young age get older, there may be a fear in the abuser that the girl will speak out, tell a teacher, tell the police, or if Stearns is into little girls, had he grown tired of Madeline? What really irritates me about this guy in his interview are the crocodile tears, the wiping away of zero tears in his eyes, the deep breaths. It's all smoke and mirrors. A big act. Now I'm going to play a portion of Jen Soto's bizarre interview with WFTV Channel 9 News. Note that it's unclear who was making the weird sounds in the background at the beginning of the video. I find it convenient that Jen says that Madeline left her phone at home that morning. You don't want a victim's cell phone with you when you're dumping the person's body, right? You don't want the tracking.
First question is if I can have your first, your last name, and spell them both out for me.
Okay. Jennifer Soto, JENNIFERSOTO.
Mother.
Mother.
Jennifer, tell me how you feeling right now.
I feel like I can't breathe. All I keep thinking about is, where is she? Is she safe? Is she okay? But we're all a wreck. My entire family is a mess. We're just so worried.
When did you first realize, or when did you file a missing report?
We filed a missing report. We called the police at like 4:45 yesterday, 4:45 p.m. But she actually went missing early that morning, around between 8:45 and 9 o'clock in the morning. She went missing. We had dropped her off close to the school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. Sorry. Sorry about that. We dropped her off at school, close to school. She wanted to walk the rest of the way. I'm not sure what I'm allowed to share.
You can share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. I know you had conversations with detectives. Not sure what that conversation is, but whichever you feel comfortable sharing, that will put the awareness out there.
Yeah, she was spotted walking by the church, by the middle school, on the cameras. They saw her hang out in the parking lot for a little bit and then get up and leave. They didn't see a vehicle or anything else. They just saw her walk away around 9 a.m. heading towards the school, but she never made it.
What has the school said? Have you been in contact with the school?
Yes, that they're doing everything they can. They've given me all their resources. The principals called me. They've looked at their cameras. I don't think they've caught anything on the cameras that's too far away from the sidewalk. Everything is too grainy, so they can't see specific faces. But they've looked. I'm just waiting to hear anything else from them.
Is this normal behavior?
Not at all.
To just not show up or call or text or anything?
Not at all, no. She, from time to time, she will leave her cell phone at home accidentally, and that's actually what happened yesterday. She left her phone at home. She went to school. But that happens from time to time. She's got ADHD, her memory. She's very forgetful. So, yeah, there's no way to track her right now because the detectives don't have her phone. But this isn't normal behavior, no.
What was the last thing, I guess, the conversation that you two had, you and your daughter?
We spoke about her birthday party. She had a birthday party on Sunday. She had a great time. I couldn't make it because I was working. But she had an amazing time. She was so happy with all her gifts. I told her good night, and that was it. I wasn't the one who took her to school in the morning. That was my partner. But yeah.
13?
She's 13 years old. Yes.
13, Madeline? Madeline. What are you thinking right now?
In my heart, I feel like somebody took her. This isn't like her to just pick up and run away, or just not go to school. I don't know what to think.
The friends' parents, you've contacted and went through every single person?
Everyone that we know that she knows, we've contacted them all, reached out to them. The parents have gone out to search and look for her as well. And we haven't come up with anything yet.
I've seen a lot of posts on Facebook, Hunters Creek, rants and raves and what have you. Did people say that they were going to conduct some type of search party or anything?
A lot of people have asked me to volunteer, if there is one, if they can do one. I have people passing out flyers, going to every store in that vicinity, a gas station, church. I think people were being stopped in the street this morning in front of the school to see if they've seen anything.
Did you notice how Jen changed her wording? First she said we dropped her off at school. Later she says my partner dropped her off at school. And she's going to have a lot of splaining to do if there is no video showing Madeline walking around in a parking lot. I see a lot of hesitation in what she's saying, a lot of confusion about what to say next. It's not like it rolls off her tongue like she knows it. It's truth. She doesn't have to think about it. I personally think Jen knows more than she's saying.
Right now. Yeah.
I know as a mother, a lot is going on in your brain
So much.
to bring her back home. What have the law enforcement told you that you are able to share?
I mean, that they're doing the best they can. They've had detectives come out, interview us. They took a piece of her clothing for the canine dog to see if they can sniff her out. I'm not sure when that's being done.
Do you have any inkling where she possibly could be? Like if you would say, okay, last time I went to work and came back, she was at James' house or Sabrina's house, and maybe I forgot to check that house, or she played at this park one weekend, maybe she went back there or something like that.
We've looked everywhere we could have thought, and anywhere she would have been. She would have known to wait for me at the school. But we did check where if she could have walked. My mom's office is close to the school. We checked there. We checked the walking paths that she could have taken. We've checked all of her friend's house. I think we've checked everywhere I could think of, honestly.
What do you think, oh gosh, I just had it tip of my tongue. What was she wearing?
She was last seen wearing a green hoodie, black shorts, white Crocs, a black JanSport backpack with gray hibiscus flowers on it. That's about it.
And you said this is not like her
Not at all.
to run away, an argument, anything like that to provoke her?
She's never done anything like this, no. And we haven't had any arguments recently to have this outcome.
What school?
Hunters Creek Middle School.
Tom, any questions?
No.
Is there anything that you think our viewers would need to know about the way you're feeling, the way the family's feeling, Madeline?
We are desperate for any answers, anything that you could do to help. I'm here for it. Just please, if you see my daughter, just please bring her home. I just hope you're okay, Maddie. I hope you're safe. I hope you're not hurt. I just hope she's okay.
When did you notice that she was missing? Because this was at the beginning of the morning.
She got dropped off in the morning. We did not notice until after school pickup at 4 o'clock when I went to go pick her up and she wasn't at school.
So we're going in 24 hours now.
Yeah.
Just about.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Nothing. No word. No text message. No messages anywhere from her. I've looked at all her social medias. I've looked at all her games she could have played with. Any app. No weird conversations. Nothing strange. Everything was conversations with just normal friends or us.
She knows how to get home by herself, as if, like, let's just say, to take a bus or an Uber or something like that. She would know how to get home alone, correct?
I'm not sure. I don't know if she would know how to get home. Maybe, I mean, I'm thinking if someone got in the car with her and if she pointed the way, what roads, she probably could figure out how to get, but, like, does she know her full address? I don't think she does.
Which would give me it just puts in my brain that she always comes home with someone.
She always comes home with me.
There's no need for her to really learn. Okay. And you said no time? He knows everything. All right, the first question is if I can get your first and last name and spell them both out for me.
Stephen Stearns, STEPHAN STERNS.
All right, so Stephen, you seem very emotional right now. Explain to us.
I dropped her off. Everything looked fine when I drove away. It's the last time we saw her.
What were the conversations that y'all had in the car when you dropped her off?
Not much. She was asleep for most of the way. told her have a good day at school when she got out, and I love her. I said thanks, love you too. That was it.
And so where do you think she could possibly be? I mean, this isn't, as I was told, this isn't normal behavior.
This is not normal behavior. She's not the type that would just run off. We don't know where she can be, and we're scared. We just want her home.
Are you, in a sense, blaming yourself?
It's hard not to.
Why?
I dropped her off early. I could have waited longer. She looked okay. She was walking towards the school when I saw her. It was like any other day, so I went on with my day. It's hard not to blame myself.
What has the conversation been with Jen since?
She's been a lot stronger than me. She's been holding it together really well. But it just keeps coming in waves. Just the reality keeps hitting. And we don't know where she is. We don't know if she's safe.
Until the next time on Bed Crime Stories.